My science teacher, Mr. Arcadi, stands in front of first period science class and slowly writes the word herpetology in big script letters across the blackboard. He looks and sounds exactly like a vampire. If I didn't know for 100% certain that Bela Lugosi was dead, I saw his grave in a documentary on the Sci-Fi Channel once, I would swear he had returned as a Stevenson Middle School teacher and taken over Mr. Arcadi's body. I asked my mom to get me transferred out of his section when school started this year because I didn't want to have a vampire for a teacher, but she just said I'd have to deal with it. I'm glad she made me, because he turned out to be one of my favorite teachers, but I still wouldn't want to run into him in a deserted alley on a dark and stormy night. Who knows what that word means? Hands, please, he says, gliding back to his desk, humming a haunting melody and carrying an ancient leather-bound notebook in his long bony fingers. There is a rumor floating around that Mr. Arcadi keeps a running total in there of all the people whose blood he has sucked and turned into vampires, along with their vital statistics: height, weight, hair color, and exact moment of death or undeath. In my opinion, Mr. Arcadi is a really great teacher. He has a good sense of humor, he encourages us to think on our own, and he always has time to talk to us about our problems. The fact that small children run screaming at the sight of him is not his fault. Surely somebody knows the meaning of that word. A sea of blank faces stares back at him. I know exactly what herpetology means. It's sort of a hobby of mine, actually, but I am much too busy staring at my hand to raise it. It's all dry and cracked-looking, and it has the same dullish green tinge that it had in my nightmare last night. Lucille Strang, one of my best friends, raises her hand. Lucille knows the answer to just about any question you could think of asking, and isn't bothered one bit by the fact that the rest of the class thinks she's a know-it-all, because basically she does know it all. Lucille has an IQ of about 40 million and a mouth so jam-packed with braces that it's virtually impossible for her to get through a metal detector without an intervention from the National Guard. At 6 feet 1.5 inches, she is the tallest girl in the entire Stevenson School District, grades pre-kindergarten through 12, and, as far as I can see, the tallest girl in all of Decatur, Illinois, population 76,122. At Stevenson Middle School, if you're a boy and you're really tall, you get 3 extra points on your popularity scorecard. If you're a girl, it's at least 10 points against you. If you're Lucille, and your hobbies are experimenting with fruit flies, playing with your ferrets, and learning about the space-time continuum, take off another 15. What's up with my feet? They're all puffy and swollen. They crowd the sides of my size 3 sneakers like they're trying to escape. This is not a good feeling. Students, please, where did you hide your brains today? Mr. Arcadi says, drawing himself up to his fullest height and hunching his shoulders like he's adjusting his bat wings before swooping down on an unsuspecting victim. Surely someone besides Miss Strang knows what a herpetologist is. Sam Endervelt raises his hand. He's my other best friend. It's a small subset. He's kind of round and really, really pale. He sort of looks like Gomez from the Addams Family, except he's too young to have a mustache. A lot of people are scared off by Sam's freaky, ultra-long dyed purple hair. He's sort of pre-goth, like he's not all the way there yet, but he paints his fingernails black and wears a fake nose ring. He also sings soprano in the school chorus, because even though he's 6 months older than I am, his voice hasn't changed yet either. He's harmless, I swear. If I'm a geek, Sam's an off-the-charts super geek. He says the number on his popularity scorecard is so low it's unlisted. Sam knows a lot about popularity scorecards. He should. He invented them. There's no actual card or anything, as Sam is quick to explain to anyone who will listen. It's a humorous way of demystifying popularity that makes it seem silly and unimportant. Guess what? It doesn't work. Uh-oh. My calves are starting to tingle, like when you've been sitting in one position for too long and your legs are about to fall asleep. Only I haven't been sitting in one position for too long. Did I mention that my tongue is also up to something? It feels thick and lumpy and dry. Sam pokes me in the back. "What's with your neck, pal?" he whispers. "It looks like it's got mold growing all over it." "I have no idea," I whisper frantically. "I guess that's what happens when you don't wash behind your ears," he chuckles. For a moment I wonder whether I'm getting some kind of weird cosmic payback for my inattention to personal hygiene. You're starting to look like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. If you were a herpetologist, Mr. Arcadi continues as he scans the room for someone to call on, he's actually 35% less likely to call on you if you raise your hand. I keep track of stuff like that. What think would you know a lot about? Amy. Amy Armstrong, the most popular girl in Stevenson Middle School, grades 5 through 8, and possibly the universe, looks up distractedly. I'm drawing a blank. Perhaps if you and Rachel Klempner paid as much attention to what I am saying as you do to the notes you are passing to each other, maybe you would know what is going on in this class. Amy Armstrong gives Mr. Arcadi a dirty look. Rachel Klempner, on the other hand, smiles cheerfully, like Mr. Arcadi has just paid her a great compliment. She pretends to like everybody to their faces, and then she goes around behind their backs and says terrible things about them. In 5th grade, she started a rumor that Lucille and Sam and I had a contagious disease that caused us all to have really bad hair. No one would sit next to us for weeks. Rachel has been going out with Larry Wyckoff since last year. She wears this stupid ring he gave her to commemorate the day he first texted her. It looks like it came out of a Cracker Jack box, and it's made out of plastic. Once it got lost during gym period, and she almost had a nervous breakdown and had to be sent to Nurse Nancy's office. Rachel and Amy are members of the One-Upsters, a 7th grade clique dedicated to the proposition that all middle school girls are definitely not created equal, and the ones with better clothes and even better hair really are, well, better. One-Upsters can usually be found hanging with banditos, their male counterparts. Banditos, like Craig Dieterle and Larry Wyckoff, are great at sports, care deeply about their sneakers, and tend to have fewer pimples than everybody else. Banditos and One-Upsters wouldn't be caught dead talking to mainframe weirdos, namely Lucille, Sam, and me. We mainframes are happy to hang with anybody who is willing to hang with us. Nobody's exactly lining up. Well, actually, on the first day of school this year, Alice Pincus asked if she could be a mainframe, and of course we said yes, because A, we think it's rude to reject people who want to join your clique, and B, nobody ever wants to, and it's pretty embarrassing having a clique with only 3 people in it. But after she hung with us for a few days, Alice Pincus ditched us and went on the waiting list to become a One-Upster.